What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video on the Soul Therapy YouTube channel. Today we're going to be hitting up different thrift spots, hopefully finding some good stuff. And stop one of the day has to be Goodwill. You guys know, if you've seen my channel before, this Goodwill located in the West Loop in downtown Chicago is absolutely goated. They always have really fire stuff, and this time it won't disappoint either. Whenever you're going into Goodwill for the first time, you have to check the shelf behind the register. Most of the time, this is where they're keeping the Jordans, they're keeping the Yeezys, all the good stuff. Which can also be a bad thing too, because most of the time they're going to be significantly marked up. I had some classic Nike running shoes here. These gave me Vomero vibes and I really dig them. They also had some old KDs, and for how old they are, the condition doesn't seem too bad. They also had some Air Force Ones, and these were absolutely cooked. I don't like the Flyknit material on the Air Force One. I never liked it, and they could keep it back in, I think, 2017, 2018 that was popular. Checked out some of the pants, and they had some nice cool pleated pants, but nothing in my size, unfortunately. We really got MOK hitting the Sham God before GTA 6. What a world. There was this Nike windbreaker that was cool, but as you can see, it was absolutely tiny. There was this small clothing fashion brand. It looked like a startup that didn't make it, unfortunately, but the hoodie was pretty cool. I did like this green overshirt, however, the sizing was just a little too big. A size lower would have been perfect. They had these black boots, and honestly, I've been looking for a pair of black boots for a minute now, and for 10 bucks, I decided to take the risk. They fit pretty nicely on foot, and they didn't feel too uncomfortable. Also, for the 13-year-olds who watch my videos who like Nike techs, they had some here. They had this blue one, and they only wanted 8 bucks, which I know for sure is a steal. By far, the best find were these Jordan 3 Reimagined, which was pretty unbelievable. Finding what's easily considered as one of the best sneakers of last year in the White Cement 3 Reimagined, seeing it at Goodwill is pretty incredible. So I heard word that a local vintage store, Counterfeit, was doing a $10 sale. Supposedly everything in the store was going to be $10, so I had to make my way over and check that out. I remember visiting Counterfeit when they were at the old location on Ashland. Now they're on 18th, which I think is better for visibility. And like I said in the previous clip, everything in store was 10 bucks. Obviously, they had some heaters on the rafters, and they explained to me those weren't 10, which was kind of disappointing. But nonetheless, there were still a lot of options to choose from. There was also a wide selection of vintage games, which I personally used to be really huge. There was a point in time where I had almost every single system out. I was really intrigued by this Tony Kukoc t-shirt. He's an NBA player that I actually got to meet. They also had this vintage UIC hoodie, which I was pretty tempted by. You don't see that stuff too often. They had some nice leather overlays and some really cool memorabilia and collectibles, also a great DJ as well. So I ended up copying 3 pairs of pants. These that I got are fairly baggy. I'm kind of more into like the straight fitting pants. Obviously I do have some extremely baggy pants that I wear ever so often, but these are in a nice vintage brown color. They look super faded, but in a really nice way. You got the genuine Dickies hit right here. They fit great. I'm really happy with these. I got 2 other pants. To be quite honest, those fit a little different than I expected. They're a little bit looser than I had hoped for, but they're still really great. And I mean, for 10 bucks each, you can't go wrong. If you go to like a thrift store or someplace like that, they're going to charge you about the same. I think the best you can get right here is like around the 9 to 10 inch opening inseam. It gives you the good baggy look, but it doesn't look like your shoes are getting swallowed by your pants either, especially when you're a sneakerhead like me. I mean, you want to show off the kicks every once in a while, but honestly, really good stuff at Counterfeit. I can't say anything bad about that. I think there was a lot of steals in there, and the people inside were just having a great time. Pretty exciting stuff nonetheless. We're shifting over to the nighttime, or what it seems to be. To be honest with y'all, my body still is not used to the time change. It seems like at around 5 p.m. everything gets incredibly dark, but I decided to switch up the vibes a little bit. We're going to Wicker Park. You guys know I love it there. There's so many great stores like Round 2, Crossroads, Boneyards, etc., etc. Let's see what they got. I'm actually pretty excited. I think we're gonna come up on some good stuff. Firstly, I had to check out the Barnes & Noble located at Wicker Park. This just opened and it's in an old bank building that looks honestly fantastic. A lot of people shopping inside, and it's pretty cool to see that there's a good amount of people who still have a passion for books. First up is Crossroads Trading, and this place is awesome because most of the prices are pretty reasonable. They sell Forces and Nike Dunks for right around 45 bucks, and from time to time you can find some more dressy shoes like Doc Martens significantly under retail. When you're shopping at a place like this, you do have to be careful for fakes. I mean, not all this stuff is put through authentication processes, but my general rule of thumb is to just feel it in your hands, test to make sure that nothing is coming apart on the shoe, and make sure the material doesn't feel too cheap, even though Jordan Brand does cheap out in the materials. If you've been enjoying this video this far and still not have joined the Soul Therapy Discord community, I highly advise you to do so. There's a like-minded group of members there who are into used kicks, into fashion, and all the above. Please join, it's 100% free. It's going to be the first link down below. I think the Jordan 1 High Zoom Comforts are low-key really underrated. They feel amazing underfoot, way better than your standard pair of Jordan 1s. I'm a fan of these Doc Marten boots, but I just can't get behind the black and yellow stitching, and I know that's what makes Doc Martens iconic. Just for me personally, I'm not a big fan. Next up is round 2. The store has an ongoing rotation of new and used kicks, and this time I found some Jordan 2s. These were used, and some Jordan 4 Alma Maniers, both size 12. The 2s they only wanted $100 for, which is not bad, but I was really excited to see the black toe reimagined for the first time in person. The materials aren't anything special. I'd argue the black toe lows of last year had better materials, but I think it still looks like a great shoe. I know a lot of people are off-put by the lack of the Wings logo, but to be honest, guys, your pants are covering them up at this point anyway, so who cares? Some great stuff at round 2 today. Man, I really think I should have got those off-white Jordan 2 lows. Those are insanely sick, and I know the Jordan 2 does not get a lot of love, but I think that off-white collaboration is surely the best. I do prefer the Chicago colorway, but the black and blue is insanely clean as well. Would you guys have bought it if it was your size? They had them for $200, which I think is a pretty fair price considering the condition being a little used. Let me know down below if I made a mistake. Up next was Buffalo Exchange, and I'm not gonna lie, going into here was really uncomfortable. There was no places to move. I could hardly record. It was pretty jam-packed. Just goes to show how popular thrifting is, so I decided to move on pretty quick and went to 2nd Street. Here I found some foam posits in this purple colorway and these Jordan 2 black cements for only $50 in my size. Low-key a great colorway, even though it's not an OG one, it shares a lot of color blocking from other OG pairs. They had some Jordan 3 Wizards and some Nike Dunk Low. I believe this is the Coast colorway, very similar to the UNC's. They had the Bad Bunny CL Response, which is easily one of my favorite Adidas shoe collaborations in the past few years. Really comfortable, and especially that colorway is incredibly wearable. They had some jackets on display and some pretty cool clothing items. Next up is Adidas. They had the new Corn collaboration, however they wouldn't let me look at them, which is sad. Not gonna lie, Adidas was kind of a complete bust. There was nothing really worthwhile in my opinion. The Corn collaboration was pretty cool. I do like the newest Bad Bunny drop. These are fire. Not the biggest fan of the messy ones that dropped after these, but I don't know. Adidas is kind of in a weird spot right now. I think their classic models are really cool. I'm a big fan of the Gazelles, obviously, but their actual other models and the newer stuff that they're working on, I'm not completely sold with it. I also think their Fear of God, Jerry Lorenzo stuff needs a lot of work. So I don't know. What do you guys think about the current state of Adidas right now? I find it pretty interesting. Overall, a really solid night for thrifting in Wicker Park. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch me literally walk around and shop for sneakers. I love being able to share this passion that I have for kicks with a community, and the support has been insane. I'm definitely putting everything I can into this. So if you enjoyed, like I said, leave me a subscription and follow for more. Also join that Discord. It's completely free. I look forward to seeing you guys later in the next upload. Peace and have a great one.